and what are you transforming into? Your tracks?
I guess I'll try an Aarakocra.
All right. You watch as the soles of your shoes magically shift into these like tri-peaked bird feet, kind of like eagles have, or what? Yeah, that's tree-peaked, right? One, two. Doesn't matter. I'm overthinking it. As you make your way across town, you get safely to the tower, the Mr. Tower. And when you come in, there's no one in the immediate first room. Um, so I imagine you proceed to the back rooms. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the
Knocking on
back rooms.
Carmina's door as
Call to him.
well.
As you knock on Carmina's door, there is no response. But you can hear the chatter in the left room as you stand in the hallway.
Okay, I would just go to the left room because I'm trying to walk briskly. It's not like I would sit there and just wait for responses like knock knock, keep walking.
As you open the door, you see a bandaged up Tatsuya, Celatami, and Tammy all sitting there communicating. But there is no Varys's corpse nor Carmina in sight.
Okay.
As you open the door, they turn and look at you, and Tatsuya smiles and he says, "Hello," and he like kind of looks you up and down.
I would say no time. We need to get out now. An orc band that's in a very big frenzy is on its way.
And then
And
almost like a super accepting way, Tatsuya's like, "Oh, very well," and he kind of motions over to Celatami to assist him up with his little kind of crushed arm situation, and he does so. And those three stand up and begin to follow you.
all right, I would open Carmina's door and see if she was in there.
As you open the door, there appears to be an empty bed, um, and Carmina is not in sight. Neither is Varys' corpse.
I feel like I remember her saying something about wanting to bury him, but I don't remember where it was.
And as you open the door and look in there and see her empty, it appears like the rest of the group is kind of shocked too, like they weren't aware that she wasn't in her room.
Okay.
Are you doing anything else?
Um. No, I don't want to leave a note telling our location. I don't.
You could still leave a note saying that we got out of here.
Yeah, that's fair.
And sorry for leaving you behind.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to
I would have to
roll.
etch that in stone or something because I don't have any parchment or ink or anything like that.
Jeez.
Always ask.
Yeah, I guess I'm a savage. Tammy, I need some parchment and a quill, please, and ink. I need to leave Carmina a note so that she knows we didn't just abandon her.
She furrows her eyebrows, looks determined, and opens her satchel and starts rummaging through. And she pulls out a couple different colors of ink, two different types of quills, and like three different style of parchments, different colors. Excited that she can be of assistance.
Okay. I would just.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Caitlin. The way you said that. Okay. Yeah, she can help. Sorry, just the way it sounded.
Don't take it that way. Take it the Bella way, where she forgot her line.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are you doing?
So I'd grab the ink on the right, quill on the right, and first paper that I could grab.
Okay.
And start writing out real quick.
What are you writing?
Carmina, orc band approaching, frenzied. We had to warn the villagers to get out. Sorry. We didn't mean to abandon you.
Well, this is gonna go over horribly.
Are you gonna sign it or leave it at that?
Please sign it.
Yeah.
Please don't sign it.
What are you doing?
Calamithy.
Okay. As you're writing, you see Tammy like leaning over your shoulder, reading what you're writing. And is that all you're done? You're putting things away. You're giving things back to Tammy.
I would ask her, do you think that she would take that well, or do you have some input?
Here, and she reaches down, and you hear some scribbling. And she added underneath Calamithy and Tammy too. He nods approvingly at it.
What about Agatha? Where's Agatha?
She's with you guys
Agatha
at the
was
church.
yeah, she was with us.
All right. And then
And
I would
Marcimon's.
pick up after everything is put away, and I would put the note probably on the moldy mattress that she was laying on. Rush outside, lean down to have Tammy climb on my back so we're not slowed down by either of.
Oh, you're lucky. I rolled her stealth roll. She rolled a 2. She's gonna leave a ton of tracks. Okay.
She's a short leg friend. We wouldn't leave her like that.
All right. And then you guys end up making your way back towards the party, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. You are leaving Aarakocra tracks as you leave the premises, and it appears that Salatami's doing a pretty good job. Like, he's leaving marks, obviously, but he's doing a pretty good job sticking to the drier ground. But Tatsia is leaving a little bit of a muck in his wake.
Like
While they are
his
go
legs are
ahead.
just dragging behind. That's why, or
He's healed enough at this point to kind
oh, I
of
thought he just asked Cell to help him.
yeah. So he's like waddled up, like he's stiffed, like his legs, his arms, and everything are like straightened out. But once he's up and erect, like as long as he has lateral support and isn't going to topple over and has someone like kind of guiding him, he can still move his legs. It's not like full movement speed, but he can still, you know what I mean, move a little bit.
Ugh. Okay. Would that slow us down substantially instead of just
Yeah, for
having
sure. You guys are not.
Cell carry Tammy and then I would try to like fireman hold him?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I was
What's your
hoping you would
what's your
think of that.
strength?
It's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you're strong enough to lift him. Okay, so you make your way back through town holding Sir Gimpy and Sal holding on to Tammy. While they were gone, you guys hanging outside of the church, were you guys gonna do anything in her absence?
Yeah, of course
Okay.
you are.
So she has just left. You guys hear another grumble as she gets out of eye shot from Simmons, and you can hear the people still inside the church. What are you guys doing?
Well, Emus is gonna make one of his grand entrances. Is what he's gonna do.
I'm gonna follow him in, like maybe a bit sheepishly.
So as everyone is everyone okay with me going in first, or is anyone trying to stop me or do anything?
No, I'm okay with that. But when I follow you, I'm gonna have a scowl on my face, like, you guys didn't leave?
Oh yeah. So Emus is gonna throw. I'm assuming it's a double door, so he's gonna throw both both doors open loudly and suddenly with a very stern look on his face.
Okay. So the doors fly open, and you can see immediately to your left, through this set of kind of double doors, there is a large gathering of kind of mourning, silent, remorseful widows. Probably quickly deduce that they are the relatives, wives, daughters of the soldiers and the guardsmen and stuff that lost their lives from you frying them. uh, um, your front.
You just
There
make him start cackling. Sorry.
We can't hear you, Mike.
He's laughing really
Because
hard.
he's trying not to. Yeah.
So to your left, there's those mourning widows. To your front, you can see a plethora of different townsfolk from all different races: half elves, humans, halflings, gnomes. You do see Volkis Schwergekin, and you would definitely be notably aware that there are no dwarves inside the church right now. And then to your right, there's a group of villagers that are kind of laughing among themselves, and the people in the middle seem a little disgruntled that the people who are on the right are being so jovial and laughing while the others on the left are mourning. And there's like a little bit of tension in the room that is broken as you swing open the door and they go flying open. Everyone's eyes shift to the loud noise. And what do you say?
Emus is going to stand there and make sure that everyone is closely watching him, and he's going to step swiftly through the doorway into the midst of everyone and say, "Everyone, prepare yourselves. We must leave immediately. This city is not safe, nor will be for some time."
Immediately, people begin murmuring and shifting among themselves, kind of in a panic. Volka Schwergikin walks up to speak to you
Wait,
when
who are the two orcs in the back?
those are not orcs; those are half orcs. They just
Oh,
look
okay.
orcish.
Gotcha.
Don't be racist, huh? Jeez, they're people too. Okay. Um. So immediately, hold on. I did not have enough time to get everyone in here. Well, where
Yeah, just
is
out
this
of
bitch?
curiosity, like, how many people are we looking at here?
I-
Ballpark it.
probably maybe 120 people.
Okay.
So Valkus kind of walks forward to greet you. As you guys make your way forward, you can hear grumbling outside the door behind you, and it sounds like Mersimmons, but notably there is an Agatha missing, and you guys hear a like a quick thud as sounds like someone getting punched in the head, and then the moaning stops. Um, and Valkus says, what do you mean? What's going on? Is the issue spread? Were you not able to take care of it?
Emus is going to shake his head. No, this is something that we cannot handle in our current states and with the resources that we have. The portal in town, even though it has been disabled for now, has sent a nearby orc tribe into a frenzy, and it could be, what was the name of the orc tribe again? The tribe
The
of He Who
tribe of he
Watches.
who. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, I remember the name for once.
Could not get your sister's name right for the life of you, but damn it, you got this tribe. They're my favorite enemy.
They're my favorite enemy. Yeah, that's right.
She's not my favorite sister, but they are my favorite enemy.
um, it could potentially be the tribe of the He Who Watches, and they might be. It sounds like they're in an unstoppable frenzy that are descending upon this town. We have perhaps half an hour to try to make our escape.
The villagers listening in the background. It sounds like some of the sobbing and mourning on the left has subsided, and people are kind of in shock. And as Volkus opens his mouth, getting ready to speak, some of the half orcs in the back, you hear them say, "Run! You think we should run? We fight!" And some of the crowd stirs. Some people seem to kind of share that sentiment, and others are kind of against it and seem much more afraid.
Well, Emus
Malchus, go ahead.
is going to stand up and eyeing the half orcs in the back. Sure, you are more than welcome to stand and fight. I am not in charge here, nor can I give you orders. But what I do know is that anyone who does stay behind will face most likely death. God damn it, my neighbors upstairs are fucking dropping bowling balls. Shut up! God damn. It's like I can't concentrate.
Pick 'em
It's
up
so
and start hitting
loud.
the ceiling.
I want to so badly. Um, But I can guarantee that anyone who stays behind to try to defend this town will be most likely met with demise. The Arcane College in town right now is your best hopes of defending this village. Is currently in upheaval and infighting is happening right now. I don't think there will be any survivors. So yes, if you want to stay and fight, you can stay and fight. But we, for one, and Eames is going to kind of puff his chest up a little bit. And then immediately deflate. We can't help you. This is out of our league. We recommend that you all head out and hide out nearby until they pass through. That is your best chances for your survival.
For the half orcs, I would like you to, for your performance, roll at advantage and give me a persuasion check, please. Also, Valkis looks up at you, agreeing with you that we should run. And he says, but where should we go? Where is
Roll.
safe from raging orcs?
I
You
rolled
rolled a what?
12.
So they seem shaken and stirred by what you said, but it is not apparent on their face that they're necessarily convinced right out the gate. Zverga can ask you, where do you recommend going?
Well, we could make our way toward Riverdale. That is an option. There's plenty of there are plenty of homes there that have that are ready to be filled with families and people, folks to live, and they have lots of openings for industry, and it's a town that we can say that we guarantee to protect. But for this city is we do not have enough time to prepare. There's not enough people left to defend it. I recommend that you either follow us to Riverdale or flee into the nearby woodlands or hills of your choice and hide out until the orcs pass through. But at least in Riverdale, we can guarantee you a place to sleep, some food, and a place to recover, and maybe stage a offense back into this city to reclaim Shadowdale.
What of our goods, our businesses? How do we have time to go and salvage anything?
I'm going to this who. This is where Emus is going to kind of lower his voice and get a lot more serious. You have minutes to make your decision.
His face kind of goes pale. And what of you? Will you stay and fight? Are you running with us?
I'm going to glance back to my party, kind of almost questioningly. For anyone who wants to make an effort to Riverdale, we will follow behind and be your rear guard on the way there. For everyone else, we can't protect anyone. We're limited.
And there's kind of a
What is my
stir and
party's
shake.
reaction to that? Bezoit, Andrew, Boogie?
I'm not sure how to describe the face.
You don't have to describe the face. You can describe the emotion or the thought.
Not overly happy. Don't entirely agree, but not being like that's wrong.
Bezoit?
Wait.
Well, Clinus is not
Clemency
here.
isn't
I'm-
here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Good call. Thank you.
Oh, I know. The face looks kind of frustrated, a bit like the meme "Are you serious?"
Yeah, I think the whole time that Emus was speaking, I'm like gesturing, like, "Come on, like you stupid, like listen to what he's saying." So I'm just like
Heck
agreeing
yeah.
with Emus.
Yeah, okay, so more concisely, is Emus just looked back at your reaction to what he just said about being rear guard to these folks all the way to Riverdale to help like shield them and get them there safely?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you
So
guys
if you
look like
looked
you-
back at that time, I'd give a little nod.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be gesturing the whole way with you.
Cool.
So the crowd shifts and looks at each other, and they all seem very nervous. But most of them seem on board. Even the half works are dropping and like deflating their chest a little bit, kind of persuaded by the masses, their numbers being few. Volkus seems very upset though that he's going to be losing everything in the shop and all the magical items that he's procured and everything like that. And
That's why you have insurance, baby.
he says, "Is there no Vave who can save anything?"
I'm gonna look over at him. If you have a means of going back and saving yourself, then yes. But no, we cannot save this city. At least not in its current state.
He
Oh,
puts his hands together in
actually-
kind of a pleading manner and he says,
I've got an idea.
"I can reward you well if you are willing to go back in and salvage what you can, please, from my store. That was very valuable."
Emus is gonna get very angry about that. Let me know when I can talk.
I've got an idea to well, I was saying it out loud. I've got an idea to work towards that.
And he looks over at you curiously. Are you gonna explain?
Yeah, we've got some stealth items. We could either have somebody a bit smaller, or
No.
I could carry a lot.
No, you can't carry his entire warehouse with you.
He gets excited and says, I will reward you handsomely. You can have a quarter of anything you are able to salvage, you can keep."
And this is where Emus can't contain it anymore, and he's gonna snarl out, "No one here's life is worth any gadget or trinket you have in that store."
And he looks a little ashamed and he says, "True, but many a life were lost gathering these items. Are their lives not valuable as well? Should we so carelessly let them go to waste?"
Yes, by wasting more life on saving the items they gave their lives for. That makes sense.
If no one of you are willing, I understand. My offer stands. I would be willing to even go up to half. You can have half of anything you're able to salvage. But I understand if, and he puts his hands up defensively, a little bit like nervous of Emus.
Yeah, Emus is like raging right now. He is not happy with this dude, like wanting to try to protect his belongings over people's lives.
Boogie Bazoit, what are you guys doing? Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I'm still, whoops, in agreement.
So you don't want to help. You don't want to go salvage anything from Valkus's shop.
She's not the stealthy one.
I'm gonna actually speak in my hood to Cal on her way to stop at that guy's store on the way back and grab what she can. And then I'm gonna look at the guy and say it's been taken care of. Let's make a plan to get out of here.
So you have that hood on?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
always have my hood on.
Same. It's the only hooded cloak I have.
So then you're gonna look at Valkus and say it's taken care of?
Yep. I'm not even
Oh,
gonna
dear.
explain. We don't have time to explain.
He puts his hands together. Wonderful. Should I grab?
Let's
I'll get my
make a
belongings
plan
in.
to get out.
I'll get my valuables in Rivington. Thank you so much. And he comes over and he
Oh,
literally
dear.
like goes to grab your hand and like kisses the back of your hand if you allow him to.
No, I do not allow him to.
As soon as you pull away, he just instead of bows very deeply. Thank you so much. And he turns to the group and says, "Fellow, you heard them. We don't have time. Let's go. Let's go." Completely in a way better mood now.
Oh, Sam, I cannot wait for you to have to answer to him in the future. Oh boy.
All right. 1 second, guys. Talk amongst yourselves for 1 moment. Gar needs something.
This is going pretty well, I think. I mean, it clicked to me just like in that moment where it's like Riverdale's perfect answer for where these guys should go because they lost so many people over the past few years. They have so many open buildings and homes and workshops. Like, let's get these people there where they can start rebuilding their lives, and let's just get them out of the way. Because if we try to stay and fight, they're going to lose everything, including their lives, as opposed to at least having a jumping point to start their lives over again. They've already lost so much. Like this town, this city since we've been here has been absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, they've
Yeah,
lost a
and
lot
you
of
guys
men.
get to go get your ship.
Oh, that's that's part of it too. Yeah.
Bonus.
Okay, so Calamity, you return to seeing the group coming out of the church, getting ready. There's a knocked out Mersimmons. I assume, are you guys helping them gather their?
Gathering
So what?
anything. Yeah. So as people start to gather things up or whatever as they get ready to move out, Emus will help things if they're essential, like bedrolls, pack things of food or water
So
flasks.
here's what they have. There's 4 carts that are used by the church to haul bodies. And those carts are being offered by the clergy for transport. And it's not like a super fast vehicle or anything, but it is a wheeled wagon that's hand drawn, hand pulled. Um, that's completely wooden, like wooden wheels and everything. But things can be loaded into that, and it does appear, looking around, that people, when they evacuated, kind of grabbed bare like a change of clothing, like a quick pack of food, things that they were able to grab real quick before they headed out of the house.
Where are our horses at?
They, yeah, they're currently. You do not know where they are. Oh, well, what is that
What was
noise?
the last place that we knew where they were?
The college
Oh yeah, the
with
stables, like the just outside of the college.
Mariah. Yes, that
Fuck.
was before all the issues and the all that
Oh
moved
yeah,
on.
there's fighting over there. So once all that is settled, I would make sure that Calamacy responds. Um, either way, I'm actually heading over towards the town, just along the same area where her tracks are.
Okay. Calamity, you're at this point probably getting out of the southern part of town and heading over where you guys like along that wood line would be the best place to probably hide your footprints. Um, and then Boogie. So you're heading kind of north from the church here, and then hugging the wood line
Nope, east.
east.
Because I was thinking that was, well, that was just the way that we already went.
Okay. So
So
after a short bit of you guys probably meet up, crossing each other's paths halfway from the southern gate, and so near the mill, the Peterson mill, you guys would be kind of crossing paths.
does Calamacy respond to Bezoit's?
Wait. I'm sorry. No, that's not true. Because Clamsy probably went to go to the shop.
Yeah,
You're
possibly.
by yourself.
Sorry.
Bezoit was like, "Hey, go get the stuff from the shop," and like moments after that, I don't know, 15 seconds, I started heading off.
Okay. So you actually do not run into Clamsy. Clamsy, are you heading to that shop then?
Yeah, I would do a quick explanation of where the rest of the group was to. Well, shoot.
Yeah. We're getting down to the wire here.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be carrying them, but
Yeah, I would
they can
just have.
carry stuff too, right?
2 out of 3
Yeah.
can understand you.
Yeah, I would say that we need to make a quick detour, I guess, to do the shopkeep a favor real quick.
We
And I was just gonna shove stuff into. Yeah, cause. I don't know.
You walk in and explain that we need to head in there real quick and then rapidly start shoving things. Tatsia, who's leaning against the wall now, goes, "A young lady. That is quite uncouth behavior, don't you think? We could take advantage of these people."
Apparently, Bezoit's talking to the owner of the storekeeper, and he's throwing up a hassle saying that he's gonna lose his merchandise, and he wouldn't budge. So we made a deal to grab as much as we could, and we can get some percentage of it, and then he gets his merchandise still.
I see. Sorry for my assumptions.
I don't
And
know if he's gonna end up with his merchandise.
as you look, Selatami has taken like a moth to flame, seeing you stuff your pockets, he jumps right in, accustomed to sliding things, and starts filling up every little crevice he can with what he can. Tammy, kind of feeling bad, but doing the same. Boogie, as you get into town, heading towards the shop, correct?
Yes. Wait,
You-
so I am speaking into the hood, trying to get an idea of what Calamithy is doing. Um, if she's going for it, then everything is going according to plan.
Yeah, I am going for it.
Cool. Yeah,
Just
I'm headed
shoving
there.
stuff.
All right, what's your passive perception, Boogie?
10.
All right. Um, you get to the shop fine. It does sound like the rage in the distance has kind of stagnated its progression. It might be deducible that they might have reached Harlan by now. And pretty loudly, although you can't see anything, you can hear what sounds like a young man. Would you stop it? Click. Stop fighting. And you can hear the of horse hooves in mud kind of coming down a roadway. The one to your like, if you're looking at the shop, it's kind of to your left and then forward.
Okay. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the shop, so on my left would be off in the direction of the college.
Right. The plopping noise is like coming from like a small trail here. So
Oh,
you
here.
cannot see
Yeah.
anything. Even though you can hear it, you can't, when you look over there, you can't see anything.
You say here. I'm not looking over there.
Uh, it's not that important. It's like 80 feet away from the entrance to Vulcus' shop. The
Okay,
exact
well,
location is not that.
hearing a person in this situation, I still want to go ahead and hide.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me. Where are you hiding at? Behind the wall? Are you hopping into the shop quickly?
Um, yeah, how feasible is the shop as an option?
You'd be able to make it like halfway to the door, but it would for sure put the stone wall between you and the noise. So basically, the stealth would be to see if you can slip in to the little walkway of the entrance of the business undetected.
I will waste a little more time to just assume that he's the only one going by that I need to hide from, as opposed to going a bit farther and hiding in a position that's better for continuing forward.
Okay. What's your stealth roll?
25.
Wow. Okay. There's a little bit more bickering and muck happening, but the noise continues southward, and eventually disappears down the road.
Cool. Yeah. Once I can't really hear him, surely he can't hear me. I'm gonna head on in.
As you open the door, you see Clamsy, Celatami, and Tammy rummaging through, shoving their pockets full of all manner of different things.
Okay. I look for a bed sheet in order to conveniently carry a large weight of things.
Okay. As you look around and find that bed sheet, it is on a shelf, kind of heading down a stairwell to where there is a door with a sizable padlock on it, but a kind of an ornate door that doesn't. It seems a little bit more than just a simple storage room.
Bezoit, do we need to open any fancy doors?
I holler over to the shopkeeper. Hey, there's a fancy door. Do you want them to go in there?
Yes, that is the most valuable stuff. Please, anything you can do to get my they're so precious to me. Please.
I relay back into the hood. Yes, if you can get in that door by any means, get it.
Okay. Calamithy, open this door, please. If not, I'll try.
Hopefully it's not magically enchanted. I guess just try to lockpick it.
Yes, I need you to make a sleight of hands check for me, please.
Alrighty.
I just
29.
leave her to it. I don't really think that I can help her. Sleight of hands.
At 29.
Yeah, I rolled a 14, and then I have expertise, so it's a plus 15.
As you come over, you make
America.
quick work of a large pop and then a clink noise as this heavy duty padlock pops open rather easily under your skilled hands.
Alright. I think this is where the Vorpal sword was. I say to Giddily.
Love it.
So, on top of the sheet, I start piling just things that vaguely look interesting and bows and arrows. Just whatever seems to me to be the most valuable.
There's
Oh, and I guess I'll get some input along with some other guys. What other things do we need to take? Especially to Tatsia.
This is a great question. I would imagine anything of the highest rarity I would prioritize, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, value.
Hey,
Value by weight if we can figure that out, but whatever.
he closes his eyes for a moment and takes a deep breath in, and you can almost feel like the air fluctuate as if it's being dragged into his nostrils, like magically pulled in. And he takes a big inhale and then
Dragon
exhales.
lungs.
You feel this warmth sink across the room. Well, it seems like the items of greatest power are kept downstairs.
Well, that's where we need to go.
As you walk downstairs and open that door, I assume,
Mm-hmm.
it has a completely different vibe in there than the upstairs portion of the shop. Um, it almost seems like this is like a secondary floor, like a room, a sales room that's reserved for less savory clientele. Um, the interior is very dark with like these deep mahogany woods, and you see not only a mess of different items, assumedly coming from the Underdark, but there's a litany of bottles, ingredients, potions, specimens, um, pickled heads. It looks like enchanted feline bones of some type on top of a shelf. There's this just litany of kind of like darker magic orientated things in the underworld. Not necessarily
Fragile.
that they're evil, but they definitely seem to have come specifically from the Underdark.
Real quick, since I'm not there, I'm going to take the second to do a bio break and take the dogs out. I'll be right back.
Cool. Fragile stuff goes in the bag of holding.
Okay, so you're kind of just emptying the shelves as much as you can.
Yeah, I want us to grab every single thing down here.
How much storage room do you have in your bag of holding?
I haven't calculated that. I would guess 350.
300
And
pounds worth?
I have got an immense amount of space of weight that I can carry.
So 350 pounds would probably fit all of the shelving, but that's basically none of the weaponry and stuff like that. Just all the glasswork, the specimens, the jars, everything that's like up on the shelf.
Perfect.
Would probably equal out to about 350. I can send you a picture of what it looks like if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but Also, yeah, we can continue along. I should be able to grab these things. Like I feel a little bad for like a really awesome bow unceremoniously being thrown on a bed sheet next to a vorpal blade.
But are you still gonna do that?
Oh yeah, totally. If it seems safe to the weapon or whatever.
I mean, I
Yeah.
have room in my bag of holding as well. I gotta figure out how much.
Yeah, like let's get done with all of this in less than 2 minutes. And like the next priority after fragile items is items that are dangerous to other items. So a bow is not an example of that, but a unsheathed blade is.
Yeah. I think it was in a box, so you don't have to worry, I guess, about it touching.
Yeah, the box is probably valuable enough to grab. And yeah, exactly, it wouldn't need to go in your bag of holding.
While you guys are rummaging around, I need to see how thorough you're being, and just kind of search the room. I would like you both to make an investigation check for me.
I'll let her take point in that. Yeah, I'm absolutely just like letting other people see for me.
13 is what I rolled.
Um, Although it's not immediately findable, it does occur to you that in the shop there's probably a coffer somewhere around that has a sizable amount of business funds in it. Are you taking time to search for it or no?
I don't know.
Such a
feel
thing
like-
actually might look like a small bag.
I mean, we could try to look.
Give me an area that you would probably look, and then based on that answer, I'll tell you how long it takes to find it.
By this shelving?
Maybe like
Like,
behind
is
any
that what you're talking about?
paintings?
Behind paintings?
Yeah,
Okay.
like hidden in something like that.
See, I see, I see. All right. So after you guys are there, probably about 8 minutes or so, I would say that you guys pretty well.
Oh, whoa, hey. 8 is. Well, I don't know about those guys, but I am in more of a hurry than 8 minutes, sort of thing.
Okay. If you're wanting to do it quicker than 8 minutes, there's a potential that some of the things might break. And we can roll a D100 to see the percentage chance based on how quickly you want to be out of there and the difference between the number you have and 8.
Okay, so. Say we spent 1 minute finding out that we needed to go downstairs and opening it up. Then we get underneath, and there's a lot of fragile things. Maybe that's 40 seconds to a minute. Let's see. What the heck would we even do with an extra 6 minutes?
Well, you got to understand that you're loading into this bag of holding 350 pounds worth of specimens, jars, scrolls.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's way more than 40 seconds to do that sort of thing. So including grabbing whatever weapons that I would be able to carry. Oh, And also, I want to borrow the stealth equipment from Tammy if that's a reasonable thing. And actually, if I were able to put that stuff on within the 8 minutes, then now I'm thinking that that's a more reasonable amount of time.
So, as you're putting on and carrying as much as you can, you're realizing that as you're grabbing stuff too, a lot of these items have like a little placard associated with them, like a small stiff card that is like gently applied, that's easily removable from the item, that has a number on it. And they vary from double digits all the way to triple digits, what the number is. But in your guys' search throughout, you also find a journal. If you guys spend the whole 8 minutes, you find a journal next to the coffer of his business coffer, and the journal has, with a quick flip through the pages, a list of numerical items, and then each item has like a description next to it indicated with the item for sale.
Okay, I wouldn't even want somebody to really flip through it too much. But I'm not picking up the placards, but I'm at least focusing my eyes on each one so that if I cheat my memory, I'd have an idea of which one is each.
Understood. Clamsy, are you content with your guys' search, grabbing what you've grabbed, getting on out of there? You guys probably have, with the blanket being full, all that shelving and everything, you guys probably have 80% of his store with you guys.
Nice.
Heck yeah!
My main thing was the Vorpal sword, so once I saw that, I would be pretty content, because I was going to try and talk to him about it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's also inside the blanket with the bows and the daggers, arrows, and all the staves, and wands, and all the stuff.
Okay, let's slink off in the night.
As you're heading back to the church then?
Yes, heading back towards the bridge where the church is. Once we get 30 seconds, a minute away from the church, check back in with Bezoid and see how the evacuation's going.
Okay. On your guys' end, Bezoy, Emus, Agatha, and them, the carts have been coming out. People are loading up their belongings, the strongest of the strong. It even seems like the half-orcs are kind of defeated now and on board with leaving. A very giddy Valkis is kind of hopping back and forth and telling people to hurry up, and trying to encourage people along. What are you guys doing in their absence?
One thing that Emus is doing is making sure that the carts are only loaded with essential items.
So it seems like the church there's two members of clergy there that are assisting, both female, wearing kind of modest, plain, dark clothing. And they're providing somewhat stale, but they're providing bread and chunks of cheese and other longer lasting foods that they use to help out people in need and stuff. And they are planning on making the journey with you, and they're currently praying a prayer over the group for their travels.
Okay, I was going to ask if the clergy was looking like they were coming with us. I'm going to catch one of them by the shoulder, and I'm going to ask them bluntly: "Is there anything else here that can help us on our travels? You should relinquish anything that's left behind is completely lost."
Okay, do we have a boat or something that we're loading these people up into?
No, remember the
people are planning
water. The water's not really there. It's more field and woods.
Well,
It's the
there
edge of
is
the
a
map.
river. There's a river right to your guys' north, but to your west that is not water. So this river is real.
Dude, I just realized that river is going in the right direction. I could make 1,000,000 darn boats.
Are these river orcs, do we think, or no? Are these orcs not gonna get in the water?
Amos, you're the ranger. They're your favorite enemy.
Well, orcs are not necessarily half orcs. River orcs. I don't. Are river orcs a thing? Do I know about?
I am personally unaware of a river orc other than tribes of orcs that are more native to rivers.
Yeah. Okay, so Emos shakes his head. No, no, they're just orcs, half orcs.
No, the people the enemies are full orcs, not half orcs.
Right. I thought she was asking about the half orcs that were with us.
Oh no, I think
Oh,
she's talking about the people
Yeah.
invading.
Oh, then no. I'm gonna say, oh no, water orcs not a thing.
So I am going to grab anything that I can to with for the priests to help them. They are coming with us, correct?
Yes, the clergy is planning. Currently, the current setup that is planned, that the scene that Calamithy and Boogie would be arriving to, is these hand wooden carts, 4 of them, being loaded up. Some of the smaller people being loaded in with the cargo. The stronger people ready to push, and everyone is planning on walking to Rivington.
Okay, and can we get across this river? I mean, I didn't see any bridges.
The river, you guys already crossed this side of the bridge. Rivington is not across that river. The river was what that bridge on the outside of town was going over. The church is on the other side of the river from the town.
Yeah. Like once again, Sam, the
Oh,
water
oh.
around here is the literal edge of the map. It's more
Gotcha,
field and woods
gotcha.
past it. Yeah.
Okay, so I would be assisting with pushing any of the heavier carts and or do we have many children here? And does this look like the majority of the townspeople? I mean, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people for only
So the tokens aren't there. That you got to remember, this map is rather volatile with assets. It
yeah.
crashed on me like 4 times this morning. There are about 120 people inside this church, and yeah, there are children. There's probably, I'd say, 6 children or so,
Okay.
6 to 8 children.
I am going to announce that if any of the children get tired, they're more than welcome to climb on my back, and I'll start headed towards the heaviest of the carts to help push.
All 6 children immediately hop on her back.
I
I bet
don't
you
know.
could
They're all pretty
handle
afraid
it.
of me. So I think that unless they're really exhausted.
All right, and then you guys are basically just prepping the caravan ready for March, right?
Yeah, we're so after everyone's lined up and ready to start making their way down the road, Emus is going to pull aside with the party real quick. So Boogie, Bezwait, and Agatha, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm going to take up rear guard because I can catch up if I see someone coming up behind us. But if all of you can stay towards the rear, maybe Agatha, if you could lead us up front in case we come across anything, I think that'd be a pretty good guard. And then I'd also like to motion over to the half orcs that are with us to come over.
They do.
Do you folks mind taking up points with our friend and ally here, Agatha, and while we follow behind to protect our rear?
They both reach down and grab. One of them has a large mallet at his waist, and the other has a axe. With all pleasure.
No, then that's a plan. And then I'm going to turn back to Bezoit and Boogie. Have you heard any word from our other companions? Are they on their way?
Well, Boogie
You
was
are-
with me.
Yeah, you're turning to
Oh,
Bezoid
to
and
Bezoit.
Agatha.
Yeah, Bezoit and Agatha. My bad.
Bezoid
Yeah.
has her hood on.
I'm
So-
gonna say into the hood, are you guys on your way back?
Yes, we should be about 30 seconds out, I believe.
Yeah,
Well,
you guys
I
would
don't
be
know.
as you were saying this. They would be coming up to the caravan. You guys ready to march?
Yeah, and I nod and wave my hand as if, I magically presented them.
Okay. Emus with a little smirk. Okay, great. I'll hang back to watch our tail end and make sure everyone is in front of us.
You
So-
hear in a silence, just a moment of silence before people take off to the east a little bit, kind of on the road line. There's like this plopping of mud in the road, like the mud is just like plopping up from the roadway, in a pretty wide radius. And then you hear a very frustrated, boyish, exasperated kind of, "Would you stop fighting me?" from that direction.
Hmm.
Do we
Oh.
recognize the voice?
As you contemplate it, it kind of sounds like Mariah, and your suspicions are confirmed as the sudden veil of invisibility is dropped, and you see a hind end of a horse up in the air, and Mariah mid-airborne heading backwards, landing into the mud with a splatter
Hmm.
as the invisibility spell ceases, and being his grip being off the reins of the horses seem to kind of relax, and the plopping of mud ceases.
Remind me, who is Mariah again?
He's the one that helped us out and called the headmaster back for us.
Ah, yes. Okay.
He's a bit awkward and pretty lovable.
Yeah.
At this
I
point,
like him.
we don't need to like cover our tracks or anything, right?
No, I think
not-
we're going to follow the trail up there. I do think that if we don't cover our tracks or do anything to do any attempt to hide it, maybe we should try to send a message ahead of time to get Rivington ready in case the orcs decide to follow after.
That's so. My thought on that is, let's wait until tomorrow to even bother casting a message because it's still going to be a few days away.
How far away are we from Rivington, Mike?
I thought it was 2. It was 2 to 3 days of travel.
Yeah, depending on how you guys travel, the size of your group. With you guys moving as slow as you are, it'd probably take closer to 3 days to get to Rivington.
Okay, that's not that far. I'd like to give him. I guess. Why do you want to wait until the morning, Andrew?
Safety reasons. This very day, we might do a terrible fight, but in the morning, we're going to be able to put some distance between us and them.
I don't follow.
We need that spell slot right now. We won't while we're traveling. At least that's my thought.
I think a single spell slot, it would be totally worth it to start getting them like a 3-day heads up to
can't
start
you-
preparing the town, because they have to prepare the town to have all these refugees come in and be able
Can't
ready
you just
to
send your owl?
with
And
a
then you
note.
don't have to. Yeah, you won't have to use any spell slot.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Sure,
also
he's
curious
smart
about
enough
the
for that.
dwarves. Are the dwarves just outcasts? Do the people not care and warn them? Or were they warned and they just left it at that? Like, we'll just take care of ourselves, we don't give a fuck.
What's
They
up?
might be fighting over at the Mage Guild.
No, wasn't there that one dude, the one dwarf we met earlier in the woods with us?
No, he said it was absent of all dwarfs.
Yeah, we met Donahue. Because he didn't trust Elviro.
Your
I
guys'
don't even-
horses turn while you guys are communicating and kind of recognize their owners begin meandering their way over with the reins dangling. And you hear the groaning and moaning of a still but very bitter and a little bit wounded Mariah in the muddy road.
I would jog over to Mariah to help him up. While also
So-
patting my horse if it was in my trail to get there.
All of our horses are here.
As you walk up and reach down, are your feet still look like Eric Cocker feet?
Yeah.
That's underneath her feet, though.
Yeah, but he's on the ground. She like approaches, it's like an outline, you know what I mean? You'd be able to see. He takes a moment and gazes upon your feet and then just looks upwards.
It was
I'm
my
not even
first
gonna
time
ask.
trying my boots, Mariah.
Okay, will you help me? Your guys' horses are not well trained.
Well, we just
Hmm.
got them before all of shit went in the handbasket.
Yes, things have gotten rather out of hand, huh?
Yes.
Headmaster, he wanted me to bring you these. As well as he said, if you're up to it, for me to tag along. And he kind of looks like nervous about being rejected.
Actually, we were going to ask you to tag along, so beat you to it.
I'm vaguely excited about him coming along.
Looking over there with his long arm crossed, I'm vaguely excited about this.
Like, I'm not completely wagging, but you can kind of tell.
So you reach down and help him up out of the mud, and he kind of waves his wand and prestidigitates the mud off of his uniform, grumbling the whole time. Very well. I can take part in the caravan in some way, I'm sure.
Yeah. Whatever your brain thinks would help best.
Yes, well, my brain does work nicely sometimes. And he kind of awkwardly bows and makes his way over to the caravan. And he begins checking on some of the townsfolk that he seems to have a relationship with and knows, and checking on them. And he makes his way over to a set of kids that he seems to know that are on a wooden caravan. All right, and as we wrap up today's session, are we? I'm assuming that we are starting next session on our travels, right? We're setting off, or are
Sure.
we waiting?
I don't think there's a reason for us to wait.
I
we
just
should
let's
only
all
go.
had
go.
a question to see if Mariah knew about the dwarves.
Um,
If a
you know,
message could be sent to them and warn them about the orcs or anything.
I can. I doubt they'll come with us, though. Hard-headed as they are. But yes, I'll make efforts. I'll try. And he seems very disheartened that they're not going to listen.
Hmm. Yeah. The best we can do is warn them. We can't force them.
He nods. Pride is a hell of a thing, isn't it?
Yes.
And he begins pulling out some parchment, and there's this kind of like tealish glowing ink that he begins writing on a piece of parchment. And as he does so, it like dances across the page, glowing and then settling in and losing its shine. And when he finishes the note, it kind of wraps up and disappears into thin air.
That's way better than the note I left Cremina.